Ready for dictation? 3, 2, 1, ready. In addition to benefiting from the rich intellectual legacy of the university, the students have the delight of living and studying in one of the most beautiful campuses built on the outcrop of the Aravali Range. On the campus, students and teachers live in close proximity. This closeness strengthens the bond between them. This closer bond facilitates learning. Excellent faculty of this university have been encouraging free debate and respect for difference in opinions. Students are treated as partners in learning, which is how it should be in higher education. The university is known for vibrant discussions which also take place outside the classrooms, in the cafeterias and dhabas at all hours. Students coming from all parts of India and from all strata of society study here in an atmosphere of equal opportunity for excellence. Students aspiring for very different career paths come together in JNU. The university represents blending of inclusion, diversity and excellence. Dear students, all shades of Indian culture are reflected in JNU. Names of buildings, hostels, roads and facilities on the campus are drawn from the Indian heritage. This represents a cultural and geographical picture of India at its best. The Indianness is your legacy and strengthening it is your duty. Related to this duty of the educated is a statement of Mahatma Gandhi, which I quote: all education in a country has got to be demonstrably in promotion of the progress of the country in which it is given. Unquote. I urge upon all of you to always remember the debt we owe to our society and the nation. It is your sacred duty to repay this debt by reaching out to the people who are left behind in the country's journey for growth and development. In addition to linking the purpose of general education with the progress of the country, Gandhiji had also made a special observation about the objectives of university education. He had written, and I quote, "The aim of university education should be to turn out true servants of the people who will live and die for the country's freedom." Unquote. Similarly, the great social revolutionary and architect of our constitution, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, always considered the country's interest to be the foremost. He had said, and I quote, "I want all people to be Indian first. Indian last, and nothing else but Indians. We had attained political freedom in 1947, attainment of social.
Stop